I'm dying from anything, I'm dying from racism. If I'm dying from anything, it's from indifference and red tape. If I'm dying from anything, I'm dying from Jesse Helms. If I'm dying from anything, I'm dying from the President of the United States. If I'm dying from anything, I'm dying from the fact that not enough rich, white, heterosexual men have gotten AIDS for anybody to give a shit. And especially if I'm dying from anything, I'm dying from the sensationalism of newspapers and magazines and television shows, which are interested in me as a human interest story only as long as I'm willing to be a helpless victim, but not if I'm fighting for my life. Twice, 3 times, 4 times, the New York Times has published editorials saying don't panic yet over AIDS. It still hasn't entered the general population, and until it does, we don't have to give a shit. And since then, nothing has changed to alter the perception that AIDS is not happening to the real people in this country. It's not happening to us in the United States, it's happening to them. To the disposable populations of fags and junkies who deserve what they get. And that they don't have to care because the people who really matter are not in danger. And the days and the months and the years pass by, and they don't spend those days and nights and months and years trying to figure out how to get hold of the latest experimental drug and which dose to take it at and in what combination with other drugs and from what source and how are you going to pay for it and where are you going to get it, because it isn't happening to them, so they don't give a shit. And they don't sit in television studios surrounded by technicians who are wearing rubber gloves, who won't put a microphone on you, because it isn't happening to them, so they don't give a shit. And they don't have their houses burned down by bigots and morons. They watch it on the news and they have dinner and they go to bed because it isn't happening to them and they don't give a shit. And they don't spend their waking hours going from hospital room to hospital room and watching the people that they love die slowly of neglect and bigotry because it isn't happening to them and they don't have to give a shit. They haven't been to 2 funerals a week for the last 3 or 4 or 5 years.